Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here. Today is Monday. I hope everybody is July. It's July. It is July 5th, and it currently is 10:57 and 18 seconds Eastern Standard Time. I hope everybody had a wonderful, safe 4th of July. Hope you guys had a great time and celebrated. Celebrated. It's been a long time since people have been able to get out and celebrate, and I hope you did so safely. Additionally, as you know, today is a holiday for most people, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy that as well. Please be safe as you celebrate. We do not want anybody getting hurt. All right, I don't know about you, but I did have a good weekend. It continues today, but Miss Marie and I are not going to miss a day of our podcast. We are here. We're here for you because we know people across the globe don't necessarily celebrate our holidays. So we need to be there for them. And Miss Marie and I take that very seriously. As you know, as always, we're going to ask you for your help. Help in what? Getting the word out to our fellow network marketers all across the globe so they can have access to this wonderful information themselves, information that can empower them so that they can utilize this wonderful business model to do amazing things for themselves and their families. Guys, you can be a part of that, a wonderful, positive process by simply sharing our hashtag with our fellow network marketers. As you know, our hashtag is hashtag the MLM solution. Once again, hashtag the MLM solution. And if you go to our website, which is the MLMsolution.net, please hit the share button. It only takes a second or two. And once again, you can start that positive process of sharing. You yourself can have a positive impact on somebody you don't know by simply taking a second to hit the share button. How powerful is that? It's simply amazing. All right, today we're going to be talking about damage control. What does that mean? Well, there's a lot of things that happen in network marketing that if you are not a seasoned veteran, if you don't have experience, if you don't have knowledge, you could be caught with your pants down. Nobody wants to be caught in public with their pants down. Guys, do not let that happen to you. We're going to cover what you need to do when things go bad fast. Damage control. Don't miss this episode. You certainly will learn exactly what you need to do, and that is powerful in itself. All right, with that being said, I'm going to hop off here, quit rambling. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie and Marie Cannon.
Miss Marie, hello, happy Monday.
Good morning. How was your 4th of July weekend?
It was wonderful. You know the lake shot in our intro?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there this weekend.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
And for those of our listeners who may be international and perhaps not aware, 4th of July, big holiday here in the United States, celebrating our Independence Day when the United States of America broke away from England way back in 1776.
Listen to her, the historian. I love history.
History was one of my favorite subjects.
Me
Not
too.
that I've retained a whole lot of it, but you know.
Another thing that you and I share, history. That's awesome. Yeah, I love history. And well, that was great that you nailed it. I was wondering because a lot of people can't tell you that. Believe it or not, they can't tell you that 1776.
Yeah.
Can't tell you what Independence Day stands for.
That's sad. It's one of those things where, you know, big fan of history, studying history, and I'm getting to the point where I've been a part of a lot of history. Maybe not quite 1776, but, you know.
Well, the last few years have been historical. There is no doubt about it. I got a feeling there's going to be more in the future. But anyway, All right.
Boy,
Mr.
you talk about something that required some damage control. 2020.
Oh. Well, it doesn't look like 2021 is going to be much better if it keeps going the way it is. So, on a positive note, the wife and I took a trip to her hometown, and very relaxing, wonderful weather. Put flowers on her relatives' graves, and her hometown is a haven of entrepreneurship. I kid you not. I wish you could go with me. You would be like, oh my gosh. And I mean individuals, successful people. I don't mean like this cute little game. I mean livelihood type level. I mean, like her dad was one of the founding members of Kimball Furniture and Pianos. And I could go on. And this weekend, she knows everybody. And so she kept telling me about this guy and showing me pictures on Facebook. And so he sold his company last year. Made a lot of money, as you can imagine. And she always talked about him. And I'm like, okay, you know, and all these people went to school. There's one school in this town. Okay. And I mean, they have their elementary broke away. You know, I mean, in other words, the high school and the elementaries are different buildings, but they're all grouped together. And when I went with her to her reunion, I said, how in the hell do you know all these people? She said, Robert, I've known these people since I was 5 years old. We all went to school all the way from kindergarten all the way through. I was like, yeah, you know what? I didn't think of that. You're right. I mean, they all knew each other, right? And they all stay in touch on Facebook. And so anyway, she kept telling me about this guy. And she said, you know, this is where he came from. They didn't have a pot to piss in. And his mother was really talented, you know, but they, like everybody else, struggled on. And she'd give me a small, quick rundown. And I'm like, okay, you know, and she showed me, and I'd look on Facebook, and that's cool. That's really neat. Not really grasping what it was she was showing me and telling me. Well, we went up to his place this weekend, and he wasn't there, but the foreman was there. And Miss Marie, what he came up with, literally, and I'm not going to get into it because it's too much. It literally changed the industry. How many people do you run into that has that, you know, the patents, and I mean, literally turned the industry upside down. Cool. Everybody was chasing him, and he was down to his last $50. I was with him. He came up while we were there, and he knew that we were going to be there. He was just late getting there, but he travels all over the world, even still, and out of this Liberty old town. I mean, I could go on. It would totally blow you away. I wish you could come here. I'd take you up there, and you'd be like, all right, I've had enough. This is making me sick. You know, is it the drinking water? What is it up here that's making these people be successful like this? I kid you not. It is unflippin' believable.
It's a good old Midwestern work ethic.
That's exactly what it is. I kid you not. If you ever come out here, I'm going to take you up there and introduce you to these people. So, and we were on the lake, and of course, almost everybody that was there owned their own business, successful businesses in a major way. So it's just like, wow, I was so impressed, and they're such humble people and so nice. All right, which kind of leads us into our subject of today, damage control. Because you know what, Miss Marie, all of them had to do damage control because of the last year and a half. Do you know that?
Oh, absolutely. Any business owner had to do more damage control in the last 18 months than perhaps the last 18 years, I'd venture.
Well, the last 10, based on the conversations I had with them. And you know what their biggest challenge is now, that the damage control, they're trying to stay in business because they can't fulfill orders. You know why they can't fulfill orders? Because they can't get nobody to freaking work.
Now, I think there's a combination of things I've been hearing all over the place. It's lack of workers, one, lack of people willing to work, and then supply chain issues.
Oh, he's got both.
Yeah,
he's got both.
Yep.
He has both. And him and I were talking. I didn't have an answer. I wish I did. I usually, my breadth of experience usually has some insight. I'm not saying I always have the answer, but that's what brainstorming is. It's somebody on the outside throwing some coins at you, right? And maybe one of those coins hit the slot. So bottom line is that I had nothing.
Wow.
I told him, I said, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could help you, but I don't know what to tell you.
Well, the answer is don't shut down the economy again over a flu.
Yes. There it is. We had that discussion too. Why his daughter was there, what she was not happy. As you can imagine, she's in her 20s. Does that tell you anything?
Mm.
Yeah, there we go. But she's a wonderful girl. She really is. Top-notch individual, top-notch person. I mean, great ethics, moral character. Certainly not perfect, but I mean, just, really cut from the mold of her parents. But she has her own political opinion, as you can imagine.
Well, that's because she managed to grow up spoiled.
There it is. There it is. I did not want to say that.
Yeah, well, I'll say it. That's why most of the revolutionary socialist thinking comes off the college campuses, because these are a bunch of young 20-somethings that have yet to experience what life is all about. They've been protected and financed by their parents.
Well, and they have cry corners and cry crayons and crying coloring books. On and on and on. Go in the corner, suck your thumb. Here's your book. Go color. All right. We don't want to get off onto that. All right, Miss Marie. Damage control. Damage control. Guys, we have been hitting hard a lot of different scenarios in regards to your business taking an unforeseen twist or turn that could be not very pleasant. And we haven't really talked about how you need to react. We've told you the steps you need to take in order to overcome that issue. We've done that in the past episodes. I'd say Miss Marie, in the past, week, maybe 10 days, we've covered a lot of that.
Yep.
And, but we never talked about damage control. And you're like, Rob, what do you mean by that? You've covered a lot of content about this particular, problems in the business model as you're building your business from many different angles. Yes, you're right. But here's the thing. Damage control falls squarely on Miss Marie's shoulders. All right. She's built a large organization. She wakes up one day, companies change comp plan. We've talked about that in a major way. She knows from past experience, she gets a sinking feeling in her stomach because she knows from past experience, whether she experienced it herself or has known people personally that have gone through it, she knows, oh crap, this is not good. Okay. She looks at the changes, her worst fears are realized, and she's preparing herself for the onslaught of what is going to happen. Because her downline, if they're smart, which she's been sponsoring people 5 and above on the scale of ambition, and they also have been building large organizations, they have learned this business from Miss Marie. So I would venture to say that they are pretty versed in what the comp plan is supposed to look like. And all of a sudden, they, as well as Miss Marie, wake up one day and there's a huge change. Not for the better, okay? And Miss Marie is like, oh, she tells her husband, guess what? Hang on, this could get ugly, okay? Now, damage control means not lying to your downline. That's not what damage control is. Getting on, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't click. That's not damage control. You're going to ruin your business. You have to be honest. If they call you, let me back up a little bit. Part of damage control is Miss Marie realizing and going, oh, crap. And before she gets a single call, single email, to be honest with you, she should not even look at her voicemail. She should not look at her email. She should create an email and send out a blast. If the company like Amway and some of the other networking companies, Miss Marie, I don't know if yours had them, that you could do message blasting through a company system. Okay, You know what I'm talking about. Guys, if your company has that, do not look at your email. Do not listen to your voicemail. Well, Rob, how am I supposed to know what to say? I can tell you what to say right now. Okay, if there's a big change in the comp plan, you need to get on there. Miss Marie's going to get on that broadcasting system, send it to her top leaders only, and say, guys, I don't know if you're aware of this. I just got a chance to look at the comp plan. In fact, we have a big issue, and I need to talk to you guys. We need to talk about the changes and a number of other things. I would like to do it tomorrow at 1 p.m. or 8 a.m. I'll be honest with you, she should do it as early as possible. If they're all retired and full time, it should be as early as possible. And she should set up an appointment, send out that blast. She wants to be the first. She wants them to know, hey, I'm on this, okay? She does not want to wait. She wants to make that blast as soon as possible, as soon as she finds it. And that way, if she gets on that Zoom call and she's got all the leaders, and they'll say, well, when did you look at it? Marie can say, I first saw it at 8:10 a.m. in the morning on, so-and-so day, or 8:10 p.m. at night because I was out all day and didn't know it, whatever. But if she saw that at 8:10 p.m. at night, guys, she sends out a blast at 8:20 p.m. Okay. She doesn't wait until the next day, because the people in her downline, her leaders, are going to really appreciate her forthrightness by the fact she got right on it. She was straight up and she said, hey, we got a problem. We all need to get on the phone and talk. Okay. So when she gets on the phone or the Zoom call or on the phone, and she has this conference call with just her top leaders, that's it. Okay. She's not going to try and take up for the company. She's not going to try and smooth over this comp plan change, because her reputation, her future, her stability is all on the line here. And people just want the truth, don't they, Miss Marie? How many couples that are going through a divorce had said, either in counseling or after the divorce is over, well, if you said something, things might be different. Why didn't you say that? Right? So her leader is going to say the same thing. If she doesn't come out and if she's not forthright, later on, they're going to say, well, Miss Marie, why didn't you say something? I'm an adult. I can handle it. Why didn't you come out and just tell us what was going on? Right, Miss Marie?
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I will say is you want to be as objective as possible in your delivery. You don't want to hype how great this is going to be, and at the same time, you don't want to be doom and gloom either. You just want to be upfront, factual, straightforward, give them the story, and they'll do their own interpretation. They'll figure out whether it's going to be good or bad, but you're just there to present the facts and kind of set the tone for how you're going to move your business forward. And if they're following your lead, hopefully they will fall into step with you and do the same type of communication throughout their organization.
Right. And guys, she's absolutely right. But at the same time, you don't want to take over the company, but you don't want to be anti-company. Okay, as she said, be neutral. This is not the time to point fingers, all right? And so if Miss Marie's one of the top 10 earners in the company, then they know that she has contacts. And so Miss Marie is going to come out and say, hey, look, you know what? I just saw it at 8:10 a.m. this morning. I'm concerned like the rest of you. The reason I'm having this Zoom call, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make any irrational, crazy decisions. I'm going to do my fact-finding mission starting as soon as this is over. I'm going to call corporate. I'm going to talk to so-and-so. And I'm going to do, my whole day is going to be dedicated to finding out what's going on, why this change happened. I'm going to look at the impact it's going to have. Let's all get here tomorrow at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys a full rundown of what I find out. What she's doing, she's remaining neutral. She's remaining calm, and she's giving them a clear path of what she's going to do. That instills confidence in her downline leaders. And they're saying, you know what? I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to overreact. She just said she's not going to overreact. She's remained calm. I don't sense any panic in her voice. And you know what? She has a clear game plan. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to get on that 8 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. Now, hopefully everybody will do that. Not everybody will. Some of these big leaders have big egos, and they'll be like, I'm out of here. And they have every right to, Miss Marie. It's their business. Miss Marie can only do so much, because she taught them to be independent. She taught them to take responsibility for their own business and their own success or their own failure. So it's not going to surprise her if they say, hey, I'm out of here. I don't want to be on that 8 a.m. call tomorrow. It may disappoint her, but she gets it because that is their future. That is their prerogative because it's their business. So Miss Marie, part of damage control is remaining calm, having a clear path of action and taking that action and then coming in the next day at 8 a.m., just like she said she would. And this is really important because her actions are backing up what she told them she was going to do, which further instills more confidence in them. Because if they're on the fence, all this confidence building activity that she's doing, okay, I'm going to do this, and she does it. And then they're going to say, you know what, when they're talking to their spouse or whoever, they're going to say, you know what, Miss Marie will tell me, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and she does it. You know, and you don't see that a lot in today's world. That says a lot about her as a person, and she's doing her homework. She's digging deep. She's making calls to corporate. She's putting corporate on the spot, and she's going to give us information tomorrow. So, guys, this is damage control. Her remaining calm, being focused, and having a game plan. Okay, now, if she calls corporate and it's still not good and there's no way to sugarcoat it, she's got to get on that 8 a.m. call like she said she was going to, and she has to tell the truth. Okay, now, I can't speak for Miss Marie but in this situation, but let's say that Miss Marie, in her own mind, and she's talking to her spouse and saying, look, if this is going to stay this way, if this is not a temporary thing, you know what, I'm going to have to really look at potentially moving. Now, she doesn't want to say that at the 8 a.m. call, okay, because that's not the time to reveal something like that. They're still looking to her for leadership and, how would you say, the confidence and giving them a rock solid foundation of which they can stand on their own, okay? And her doing these things gives them that foundation. I'm trying to think of a better way to put it verbally, but that's the best I can do at this moment.
Well, they're almost going to take their cue and how they react as to how I react, right?
Right.
That's where they're going to take their cue from. If I'm like going negative and getting all, distraught and out of sorts about it, they're going to panic and kind of do the same thing. Whereas if I'm looking at it from an objective standpoint, looking at the facts, kind of addressing the impact and the ramifications, they're more likely to react in the same manner.
That's exactly. And in a visual way that I can make it for you guys, she's absolutely right. If you were standing on this square block and that block was suspended in the air and it was shaking, that is shaky ground. And that's where Miss Marie is when she first finds out about this change in the comp plan. Now, we always use the comp plan as an example because it's one of the more common things that can shake your business. So Miss Marie's actions and words takes that square foundation they're standing on that's suspended in the air and stabilizes it, okay? And it helps them, Miss Marie, your actions, your direction, it helps them to calm down and look at it objectively as well. And they're saying, you know what, I admire her approach. You know what, I admire what she's doing. Maybe I need to do the same thing. And maybe they're saying it to themselves, okay? And they're saying, I'm going to take a calm approach to this as well. I'm going to wait until she brings more facts to the table, and then I'll ask her questions, and then I'll talk to my spouse, and we'll start the process. Okay, so the thing is that you say, okay, Rob, Miss Marie has an 8 a.m. call the second day. She's contacted corporate. She's talked to the top, either the owner or the top people at corporate, and she's gotten the insight. And she comes back, and it's not good. It's going to be a permanent change, and here's why. And they kind of tell you that the company's struggling a little bit because, Miss Marie, we touched on if there's a drastic change of comp plan, it's usually because the company's looking for a way to make money. So Miss Marie knows that this is going to hurt her top leaders because one of the main reasons they came was because of the money that was at the top, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. And they were willing to work hard to get to that level. And so now the money's been pulled away from them. And they're thinking, I'm not going to continue to support a company that's taking money out of my pocket. And you can't blame them for that. So Miss Marie knows that. Okay, and so when she does this second call, she has to take a deep breath, and she has to talk to her spouse, and the night before, and say, "Look, I did after talking to corporate and everything. This is a permanent change. There's no way for me to sugarcoat this. Come tomorrow, I've got to own up and say, hey, you know what, guys, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do myself, because this is going to hurt a lot of people. And I'm not sure that a lot of people are going to stick around. Now, she's got to be careful of those words, but it's the truth, because that will start an exit. The door will fly wide open. And if she has 20, 30 leaders that are producing a tremendous lifestyle for her, she could lose 15, 20 of those people overnight. If those people, and Miss Marie, we have to make it clear, because you have to realize, guys, once you train them correctly, once they understand how the business works, they can go to any company they want and start over. It doesn't guarantee anything, but they know what they're doing. They no longer need Miss Marie. Okay, they can go out and build their own future. They know exactly what to do. She's done such a great job. They know how the business works. They know the steps. Bam, bam, bam. They're on the way. So Miss Marie knows that. And you say, Rob, why is that important? Why are you bringing it up? Because she can take the lead, and she can say to her husband the night before, I think it might be time to go. And I think I need to announce it tomorrow, because if I do, a large group of my people are going to go with me. Okay. Why? Because she handled this so well, and her past performance has shown them this is somebody I want to work with. And she needs to make the move before them. Doesn't mean they'll all end up at another company together, but at least she's given herself a chance at taking a large portion of people to another company. And you say, well, Rob, why is that? Well, because one of the things that most people do not master is the 5 things a new company must have in order to have a chance to do something special. That is Miss Marie's golden ticket. If you watch Willy Wonka, you had to have a golden ticket to get into the factory. Well, guess what? A lot of the top leaders are great business builders, but they don't know how to evaluate a new company. And that's one of the Miss Marie's golden tickets, because Miss Marie has proven that she has a history of picking really good companies that present a wonderful opportunity. And people are saying, well, wherever she goes, I'm going, because she knows how to do this. Right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of I don't know if I necessarily want to call it the secret sauce, but that is a skill set. Well, it's a skill set you're building, but people that you're recruiting into a company with you have not had that opportunity to go through that analysis and go through that experience of looking for a different company. They've joined you in the opportunity that you found.
That's right. Yeah. Because Miss Marie's well into her business building mode, and the 5 things are long gone because she picked the right company. She's focused on what? Maximizing the financial opportunity that new companies presenting her and her people. She's not going to talk about the 5 things because it's irrelevant now. She don't care, right? So that is her golden ticket, not on purpose. She's not hiding it on purpose, guys. But she's moved on. It's like, okay, I did my homework. Bam, it's time to go, guys. Let's rock. Okay, so if this falls apart for some reason, guess what? And what is she going to do on that second call? Guys, I got a history of picking really good opportunities. I'm really good at this. Give me a few days. This is not going to fall apart overnight. Okay, because you're already into because Miss Marie, most companies are a 30-day pay cycle, meaning that if you find out on the 10th of the month, you got another 20 days. Okay. So you got plenty of time, and Miss Marie, you got to pick these things up. You got to tell your people, and these are the little golden nuggets of information you don't learn anyplace else. So Miss Marie's not going to panic. She says, guys, we're only 1/10 of the way into the month. Okay, so let's all not panic. Let's finish out the month, and guess what? I'm going to spend my free time looking for a new company for us. And those of you that want to go with me, she wants to be very gentle about it. She's not tiptoeing. She's not going to walk on eggshells. She's a pro. She doesn't care if other people go with her because she knows that she can find others. But here's the thing. She wants as many to go as possible. She knows she has a golden ticket, which is evaluating a new company. And she's going to highlight that. And she's going to say, just give me time. Let me spend the next week. You guys keep building. I'm going to keep building. Guess what? But in the spare time, I'm going to make some calls. I'm going to look for another company. Please don't anybody say anything to your downline. We do not want corporate getting word that we're all looking. Okay. And so Miss Marie is going to be upfront. It's not to cheat your downline. Okay. There's a proper time to release, hey guys, we're going to be moving. Because their leaders, her leaders, are going to do the same thing to their leaders, which is down in depth. Right, Miss Marie? Miss Marie has leaders, and then those leaders have leaders, and everybody has a front line. And in those front lines, typically you're going to have leaders. Well, the responsibility to lead those people is that person that sponsored it. Okay. And so Miss Marie knows that's how we're going to be doing a episode, I think on Wednesday, let me look, Thursday, downline hierarchy. And that's what we're talking about here. We'll make that clear on Thursday. So join us Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we talk about downline hierarchy. And it's important, as you'll find out on Thursday. But anyway, in this example, Miss Marie is going to try to take the bull by the horns and say, I'm going to be proactive, guys. You know, I'm really good at picking companies that offer us a wonderful financial opportunity. I'm going to go out and I'm going to look and I'm going to make some calls. I've got a lot of contacts. And Miss Marie, that's another golden ticket in her pocket. Why? Because she knows people that other people don't. She can make calls to other leaders that these people cannot. And she can ask the right questions. And what is that? She's a professional business builder. And even though the other people have learned from her, they're not at her level yet. She has the contacts, and when she makes those calls will be returned or taken, and she speaks the language. Hey, have you run into anything? Here's what's going on here. We're looking for a new company. And the person on the other end, if they're a professional business builder, they know exactly what she's looking for. A fair and equitable comp plan, a company that's rather new, one that's in the phase one growth. It's a language that we speak without speaking it, right, Miss Marie?
Right. Yep.
So if she calls Rob, I know exactly what she said. I'm looking for a new company, Rob. Bam, right away. I know what she's looking for. A company's got the 5 things. A company's got a fair and equitable pay plan. A company that's in phase one growth, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And right away, I'd be like, well, Marie, let me make some calls. I think I might. Let me double check. I'll get back with you. And that's how it works. Okay. Guess what? Her downline doesn't have those contacts, do they, Miss Marie? For the most part.
Well, typically not, no, because oftentimes your downline that you've recruited into the business with you, they're not coming from a network marketing background necessarily. So they don't have the same type of network that you do. They have their own network of professional contacts, but it may not be within the network marketing industry.
Right. Exactly. And so that is the whole scenario, how it plays out. And she's calm the whole time. She's focused. She's got paper in front of her. She's written down the steps that she needs to take. She knows what she needs to do, and she's going to do it as a professional, and she's going to be honest with her people. She's going to keep them updated no matter how hard it is, and she's going to be truthful with them, because if she is truthful with them and leads instead of waiting and putting it off, oh, I don't want to deal with that, that's too stressful. If she gets on it, she's going to capture a large portion of her downline. They're going to say, you know what, she handled this perfectly. She did a great job. You know what? I want to be with somebody like that, because if this ever happens again, I want to make sure that I'm with somebody that knows what they're doing. And so they know that if they follow her, chances are they're not going to miss a beat, right, Miss Marie? They're going to be able to pick up and be profitable almost from day one. Okay. And so there again, that is what, and Miss Marie could speak to her whole organization. If her leaders, when they get done and they say, well, Miss Marie, would you be willing, if we get all of our people in, I mean, it could be thousands, and she could do it over, like, I think sometimes some of these platforms only have 1,000 limit, right? Mm-hmm. And you say, well, Rob, what if she has 5,000 people? She has to do it 5 days in a row for each 1,000 each episode. Okay. Or she could record it and just tell them to go watch the recording, because the same message is going to apply to each 1,000. It's not going to change regardless of what organization those people are in. It's all going to apply to the same people. And so anyway, the thing is that Miss Marie is going to be upfront with them. She's going to be proactive. She's going to take action. She's not going to drag it out. It's going to be swift, educated decision whether to stay or to go. And if she's going to stay, she's going to show the pros of staying. She's also going to talk about the cons, because if Miss Marie, if you leave the cons out, it stands out like a sore thumb. Well, all she did was talk about the positive. She did not touch anything negative. There's something up here. Miss Marie's got to do both. Hey, here's the pros of staying. Here's some of the cons of staying. I think the pros far outweigh the cons. Guys, personally, I'm going to stay. And here's why. And it better not be because Miss Marie is going to continue to make big money. That's better not be her answer. It'll be that, hey, I still feel that this comp plan is profitable enough to where I can look new prospects in the eye and tell them they can make a huge difference in their life, because that's what it's about. That has to be the story. Okay. It's not about Miss Marie. I think I can continue to maintain my $30,000 a month. If that comes out of her mouth, the other guys are like, oh no, hell no, screw that. She's out for herself. It's, hey, I can still help people. This is still a legit opportunity. That is totally different, because they get it. They're like, oh, you know what? That's what this is about. It's about sponsored people and helping them succeed. You know what? If she feels that way, maybe I need to take a second look. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep, exactly.
So with that being said, guys, that is damage control. What you don't want to do is go in the corner and suck your thumb like a lot of liberals today. Okay. You want to make sure that you get out there, you take action. You want to make sure that you do the right things. That is damage control. Remaining calm and having a game plan. Not going in the corner. If you have to go in a room, close the door, put your head under a pillow and scream at the top of your lungs, so be it. Do it. If you want to get in your car and drive at night, scream at the top of your lungs because you're so mad and stressed out, do it. That's fine. But when you come back, be calm, collected, and focused. Right, Miss Marie?
Well, exactly. And I think the key portion of today's topic, talking about damage control, is the fact that you have control. You get to make the decision about what you're going to do with your business, whether you're going to stay and continue to build where you are, whether you're going to go and find another opportunity and use the skills you've been honing all along and create that opportunity for yourself somewhere else. It's not so much about, oh my goodness, what's the company done to me now? It's like, what are you going to do with the circumstances that have been presented to you? Right. And it's always better to own it and be in control than to let all the things from the outside kind of drive your reactions.
That's right. There it is. Well said as we close. Absolutely. All right, guys, we covered the damage control. That's it. It's not panic. It's not lying. It's not covering things up. It's being honest, open, and taking proactive action immediately, or taking immediate proaction. Okay. All right. Tomorrow, subject, elevating my activity. Well, you don't want to miss that, because you might think, I'm already working hard. Well, maybe not. You want to join us tomorrow, because there's Miss Marie, you want to be efficient. You don't want to work yourself into the grave, right?
That is correct.
But you want to elevate your activity when you have to. And there are times where it's almost demanded of you, as we'll talk about tomorrow. There are times where you're going to think, oh my gosh, I don't have a second to spare. And believe it or not, there's times where you're going to have to elevate your activity, as sad as that is to hear. And it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. If you get in that position, have a smile on your face. You may be tired. Have somebody paint a smile on your face, okay? Because, man, you are rocking it, and there's going to be a lot of great rewards coming down your way very shortly. So don't miss tomorrow's episode. We're going to be talking about elevating your activity. And if you don't know what that is, you will learn it tomorrow. Miss Marie, as we close, I don't want to forget about our product of the day, which is the 4 critical mistakes, right? If I'm not mistaken.
One of my favorites, yes. The 4 critical mistakes that a lot of network marketers make, and oftentimes don't even realize it.
I know it. And Miss Marie, boy, that's her favorite product. Right now, what you see here, 4 critical mistakes. I do not have that 4 critical mistakes in our library here, Miss Marie. I thought we did. What happened?
I don't know.
Anyway, and you can see it here, 4 critical mistakes most networkers make. Guys, it is no joke. There are most people that are making these mistakes, And those mistakes are eating away the very foundation you're working so hard to put in place. Don't do that to yourself. Learn what these 4 critical mistakes are so that you can avoid these mistakes. If you're making those mistakes, guess what? That document right there is going to show you how to overcome them, right, Miss Marie? Invaluable information, absolutely invaluable. And I almost guarantee, Miss Marie, I would say 98% of the people out there are making a mistake. That's the reason why they're not succeeding. Would you not agree?
I absolutely agree there.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite products. It's also one of the favorites of our visitors as well. Miss Marie, as you know, we are currently going to start doing this, and that is taking reservations for upcoming live events. We've been talking about it, haven't we?
Yes,
And
we have.
We are not going to have time left in this year because of all the things that need to happen. And it's not just Miss Marie and I being lazy. Guys, some of these events have just opened up because of the virus, okay? And some of these venues, I should say, are still taking their time about opening up, which makes it difficult for us to get an event scheduled. Most people, Miss Marie, I made a few calls here locally, and they're not even thinking about starting to take scheduling until September. Well,
Wow.
that doesn't help you and I at all. So what we're doing, Miss Marie and I said, hey, let's start letting people register. As you can see, there's the URL right there, themlmsolution.net/events. themlmsolution.net/events, guys. All you got to do is go there and fill out the form. No shenanigans, you know that. You're going to be put on a notification list. That list is going to be for Miss Marie and I to send out a broadcast, as they call them, saying, hey, we have finally got a date, and we're going to be having a live event on so-and-so date at so-and-so location. That's what this form, what you fill out, is going to do. It's going to put you on that list. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep, you get the first come, first serve opportunity there. You let us know.
That's right.
You want to know when we've got an event coming up, and you'll be the first to hear about it.
Not only the first to hear about it, guys, if you go there and register, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's a time date stamp when you fill out that form. We are going to do something very special for the first 100 people. You will be shocked at what we're going to do. And I'm not talking about one little goofy trinket. I'm talking about some serious stuff. You're going to be like, oh my gosh. Miss Marie and I are going to bend over backwards to make the first 100 people feel very special. Right, Miss Marie?
I'm going to go sign up now.
You got to be on stage with me. You can't do that. And we may have some guest speakers. I'm not sure yet. Miss Marie and I haven't talked about that in great detail. We may not, because this is more of a training, a live training where you guys are going to all get the ability not only to learn from us, but to ask questions as well. So it is going to be a great time. You are not going to learn this information anyplace else. One condensed, organized, chronologically set, step-by-step process. Hopefully I didn't make that too difficult to understand. Anyway, it's going to be chronologically in order so that it makes sense. Right, Miss Marie?
Yes.
All right. All right, guys, we're going to hop off of here. We've taken too much of your time already. We got to get off here, and you guys have a great day tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As we said, we're going to be having the topic of elevating my activity. Very interesting subject. That being said, Miss Marie, we'll see you tomorrow at 11 too, right?
Looking forward to it.
All righty. See you then.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.